Yeah, no big deal, Clara. There's just a rat monster in the theater, as you do. Earlobe and eyelid mask, let me through. Go in then. Look at her, not scared at all, the cute little thing. Careful with that talon. They don't have talons, do they? I don't think.
So?
It stays away from dead bodies, disappearing from corpses without a trace. It's been established that you can outweight it if you're careful and discreet. The glass will keep the best, as it's supposed to.
What does it mean?
It means we have a fighting chance. The infectious agent only sticks to living matter and is repelled by dead surfaces. Those who remain indoors are more likely to survive. Scurrying and making a fuss means death. All in all, we can fight.
You self-serving jerk. You've got your own agenda, haven't you? You're always up for a fight. You just need an adversary. What about the people?
Hush! Don't you get in his way. He seems to have a plan.
It's all wrong. It's no good at all.
You get a totally different executor during those cutscenes at times. Still weird contradictions, I feel like. Like they talk about how it's repelled by dead flesh and only sticks to living flesh, and yet not only does it create the bizarre clouds somehow, whatever those are, still, but like they say you'll be safe inside of houses, but they also talk about the houses themselves becoming infected. Like the plague grows on the walls and infects the houses themselves. We also have a universe that has a contradiction built into it, because the entire city and the hill and everything about it is supposed to be a living bull. So by that argument, everything is alive. Yet they say that houses can't be infected. Although maybe it's because the contradictions of the different people. Like maybe Burrock understands that everything is alive and nothing, so there's no escape, where the Bachelor would be an outsider who thinks that houses are dead because they're houses. And maybe that's his own wrongness? I don't know. I'm not sure. I will say that, as far as I can tell, time does not proceed during dialogue, but I think time does proceed during cutscenes, or at least the theater cutscenes, but probably all cutscenes, because you can hear the bell ring during cutscenes, and the bell rings when it becomes the next hour, which we're already 20 minutes into the hour, because every hour is like 5 minutes, so that's only... It only takes 1 minute for that to get there, really. But yeah, the bell rang during the cutscene, which means that it became the hour. And all that. Hey, buddy, it's 4 a.m. You're up early. I'm taller than you. Hey, the rat prophet is somebody wearing a mask. Explicitly. I don't know if I could see behind him before because he was standing against the wall. But yeah, he has human hands, a human head. He's wearing a rat mask over his face, and that's it. He's clearly wearing like normal pants and everything under a robe. Yeah. Yeah, from the front it's a lot hard to tell. It's like maybe he has a rat head, but that just transitions to a human body with no real anything. But like when you get behind him, you can clearly see it's a mask strapped to his head, which I don't think we could get that information when he was up on his pedestal under the theater. You got things to tell me? Greetings, Plague dear. Wait just a bit more. We're almost done embellishing your throne. The very heart of the town shall become the temple of the pest. You'll have the world at your feet soon. Plague? Me? Well, that is your nature. That's not true. All this time, None other but you have been the disease personified, the tool for the world to restore the balance with. All this time, there have been no sister. All this time, Clara has been chasing herself around, confounded by Katerina's visions becoming true. So I was right, maybe thinking there was no sister. We never get an indication of there being a sister. Like, we never witnessed the sister as far as I can tell, and you never see them in the same place. Yet she does seem to go from place to place at astonishing speed at times, while somehow also switching personalities. So if it is split personality, then that's some next level stuff. Like, because yeah, everyone constantly talks about they just saw us, and it's really hard to justify in how the schedule of the day works out. Like, we don't really have a lot of fugue state. There is the part where you're somewhat incentivized to sleep more because your reputation pauses when you're sleeping, so you can maintain that and stuff like that. But that's not... I'm not sleeping in all these moments between the times where people talk about me getting from place to place really fast and stuff like that, and where appearances of both of us seem to happen. There's not really much way to logistically explain that. I'm not sure what to make of some of that. What about Katerina? Did she really start it all for your sake? She needs to chill. Alright, that's a line. She needs to chill. Whatever happens, my favorite person in town will never be denied my favors. Feel free to come over too, Lady Plague, and tell Katerina to just forget about Mark. He's hopeless. There's no converting him. That would be pointless anyway. You'll crush him yourself in the end. It's all a game for you. How dare you? In the end, you'll be surprised to find out that everything that you heard, every single thing, was the honest truth. Even the seemingly contradictory things. That might as well be the tagline of the entire game, I guess, huh? Every single thing you've heard was the honest truth, even the contradictory things. Yeah, that summarizes Pathologic. Especially the part where all the legendary folklore things all turn out to be literally existing around you in some way. I'll drop by again later for more sage advice. Don't go just yet. Stay here a while. Look at the way things used to be. You'll never see a theater like this again. A petty rat who thinks itself a puppet master. I'll yet see a theater purer than you're even capable of imagining. There's always like 50% of the options given to the player are very often very spiteful. Hello. Yay. I'm stuck. I have so many bottles. I feel like the drop rate for them is higher somehow for Clara. But it might just be because I'm out of practice after a campaign of playing as the Haruspex instead of the Bachelor. Gonna knife me? Yep. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hey there. Patty cake, kill this man. One of these days, it's tempting just to make a full version of that, right? Like, just to come up with all the words for the entire hey, a knife! Stuff like that makes me wonder if there's a character who can use crowbars and other stuff like that that specific enemies drop. Because the way that the knives are dropped and collected by Clara is the same way that the crowbars are handled when you kill the house looters as the Haruspex. I've already looted that entire park before going to the theater. I get curious about those kinds of things. If there's any other version where you can play as a different campaign character to actually use some of these items that drop off of violent characters that otherwise just stack. Ooh, he's already running. Cool. That's useful to me. Stay back. Just stay put. Man, they don't learn, do they? Fine. More razors to turn to food. A lot of death to process. Numerically. You want one dried meat? You better kill 5 men. And you can trade the razors they always drop for one dried meat. Of course, we really earned the name Ripper as the Haruspecs, where I just would walk around with like 150 human hearts just on a whim. That was just a thing that was like happening. And that was a thing. You're okay.
Yeah?
'Tis us or them, right, kiddo? I have a question for you, Grief. I'm a trifle tired, I am. Well, my life's barely begun, and it's almost lights out time already. Questions, who's got time for that? Oh no, I ain't angry at all, just tired. It's all because of them questions. You agree to answer one, and a bit of your life's blood escapes with the answer. With the anger. Anger is our life's blood, little pimple. And do you know there's going to be a manhunt for you? Bah, old news. Don't you teach a cook in his own kitchen, alright? They'll end up grabbing the wrong man, the bachelor, more like the bitchular? Wouldn't put in a word for me, so perhaps you will help out. What with you being Cybrov's new little sweetie? Tell him I had nothing to do with it, will you? He won't believe me. He's too angry with you. He doesn't answer to anyone. So there's a lot of rancor in him. Living and the thieving. I've got myself a lad who can vouch for me all right. He's the best kind of advocate a man could have, too. 'Cause he's my enemy. Little prick, he never misses a chance to smear my honest thief name and more dirt. It's that pesky little punk knockin'. Had it in for me since forever. Keeps setting his whelps on me, too. And they have a nose for our lot's sins. And won't let any go unnoted. Ask him, then, if I'm a killer. And I will. So his strategy is, hey, I've got this rival faction that actively wants to see me doomed. So if they admit that I didn't, you know, do the crime you're accusing me of, then I guess that means I didn't, because they would love to claim I did. Which leads to I guess it's honor among thieves or something, like this idea that these people are so honest about something when they directly benefit from not being honest about it. How's that? Yep, reputation still maxed out. I haven't had to do any nighttime maintenance before bed. Being able to heal people on the fly really deals with that problem.
Bachelors tested old drugs. 5 people have died. A big city quack.
Well, are we friends yet? Grief says he's falsely accused. Is it true? Oh, Philin? Not a clean spot left on that one. Name a crime, any crime, and he'll be guilty of it. What did he get himself accused of this time? Of spreading the epidemic. What? Who said that? That's what I'm asking. They're benefiting from the outbreak, that much is true. You see, there's this little known fact. It could all be because of the twirine peddled by the thieves. There's been this special twirine lately. It's black, and it's surrounded by so many fears and prohibitions that there must be a reason. Little known, you say. How do you know it then? We know everything. We're close by and have a nose for these things. That's what he hates us for, that bloody villain. So this black twirine is kind of sinister. Why are they so hush-hush about it? It's not like twirine trade hasn't been around for a while. The whole town knows, and now there's this. Is Philin his last name? Grigory Philin. That's what he's called. It was shortened to Grief, eventually, and Bad Grief in his own invention, to sound bigger than he is, I guess. I see. Use that talent of yours to ask him about the black twirine. I'd love to see how shifty his eyes will get. Thanks for the advice, Notkin. So, Bad Grief's name the entire game has been Grigory Fillin. Okay. Does that count as a secret I can use against him? To get his oops. To get his side of things in a forced, honest way? I wonder. Does it really count as a big surprise, though? Would he be shocked if I knew that? I don't think that necessarily counts as big enough of a secret. Also, what if it's just not true? I wonder if he's on the money with that.
What is to be, will be.
Is us or them, right, kiddo? Now I'm going to ask you some questions, Grief, on behalf of your greatest fear. And you're going to answer them. Huh? What? Fillin, oh Fillin, I know you this. You knew ahead of time about the disaster that was to strike the town. Will you agree to touch me to brave the depths? To answer my questions candidly and without prejudice? Sure, kiddo. Ask away. Where'd you get my name, anyway? Did Sabrov whisper it to you, the scum? You're not asleep? Heh. So, you still want to ask those questions? See this little thingy on my neck? It's a steppe talisman. Against Maras like you. Alright, I'm not mad. Age-old custom to give and take and everything. I can get behind that. Do a little favor for me and I'll do the answering for you. What were you saying about touching? Little tot? Anyway, ain't you a piece of work? I don't like... Let's not talk about touching right now. Speak. The Sabrov scum is trying to frame me. Knife attacks and other kinds of nastiness. Now, can you imagine me cutting someone with a knife? Of course you can. I'm not guilty of any of that, and neither are my lads. Now, Sabrov, he's not angry on account of the people, just on account of his people. I want to give him the actual cutthroat so that he leaves me alone. I'll carry my own reputation in the I'll clear my own reputation in the process too. So it's a win-win. Look at your own fellow standing there. You could run through 3 people with one of those knives they've got. Are they just a deterrent? Yep, they sure are, and I can prove it. 'Tis not that they who carve people up, alright? Especially not Sabrov's people. Go ahead, prove it. There's a trophy lying in Barley's lair, a sack. Just make sure you don't open it or look inside, kiddo. Weasel your way into Barley's trust, eh? And steal that bag. Bring it to Sabrov and tell him where you found it. That's it. And the town becomes one cutthroat lighter. Aren't you afraid of making a bad bargain? And keep your pretty little mouth shut, will you? Don't you mention you're doing it for me, eh? If you doubt my word, you can ask Barley if it was his doing. And go ahead. I don't believe in magic. Clara, you're not the best person to say that. You watch out now. Oh, right around the corner. Oh. That place. Oh, goody. Not only is it in Plagueland, but it's also in the chunk of the map that the great skirmish happened for the Bachelor, where just an ungodly quantity of enemies all came and attacked at the same time the moment you walked in. It was like 6 or 8 of them, and there was no room to maneuver. Didn't help I'd been saving my resources, so I didn't know how to use a gun yet. And I learned that day how to use a gun. And it's real specific what you gotta go through to kill somebody. I'd like to trade for your guys' meat if I can, but also, yeah. They're douchey about putting a cloud right in front of that guy. Oopsie. I would like to... Nope. I would like to barter, but you gotta have shit to barter for. Ugh! Damn. I don't know when you aggroed. I knew you were there, but I don't know when that aggro started. Hey, guards. Thanks a lot, assholes. Ooh, veggies. What are you trading those for? 5? A little overpriced. But they're there. That's 4 overall. Yeah. That's it for now. Got myself another knife to sell. Neat. Not quite here. Gotta go around the back. Nope. Somebody else wants to go in for a stabbing. Oh god. Hey, do you aggro? Oh god, he aggroes. Alright. Let's grind a little bit, I guess. They're gonna give me so many to kill. Man, I'm gonna be real popular around here. I don't know why I put my hands away. Ah! 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 What? Who was that? I don't know where that person came from. Where I don't know where that person came from. And then while I was distracted by that stabbing, I think the knife throw hit me, ultimately. Ah! Son of a bitch. So I gotta be running when this loading screen ends, I guess. There's somebody like right behind me. Sneaky, sneaky. Oh boy. Where'd you come from? I aim for the head because I think I might kill them faster, but I'm not super sure. Holy crap. That guy doesn't seem to care, though. Want him to come around that corner. Die. Die. This would be fantastic if I had reputation to grind. I'd be filling up. God damn. Area's full of bad news, and these guards aren't doing a single thing about it, are they? Oh, those cost 2? Alright. Well, that's like 5 down. I probably made some money off of that, right? I wasn't actually... I often don't pay as close attention to the items I get off these guys as I maybe should. I'm definitely sitting here like, hey, yeah, let's do a lap real quick. Because the number of attackers I just faced is like the equivalent of how many I might find in an entire night sometimes. They're hard to track down. When you're running around blindly in the middle of the night, you never know how many you'll actually encounter. It's kind of all over the place. 7! Oh. Dang it. Should have saved that one I spent on that one bullet. How close is that cloud to me? I can hear it. That's a face. You ain't getting in. Look, you're ill. Put your sharp knife away and I'll help you. Oh, I've heard about you. You can heal with your hands. So go ahead, but be careful. He's gonna die, isn't he? Keep calm. Yeah. As expected, it kills him on the spot, because that's how this works. And you could hear the door unlocking sound. Huh. You ain't getting in. How you doing? who would this little creature here be? Want to get a bob or a ponytail? You want me to saw you in half with my razor too, or should I just squash you with my nail, huh? Oh, that's Barley. I've come to warn you. I have a very important message. I'm gonna count to 3 now. If you manage to surprise me, you'll live. If you don't, you won't. Duh. 1, 2. Do you hear that noise from the corner behind you? Guess who's hiding there? Why'd the lock sound happen again? Was I locked in here? What's gonna happen to him? Am I gonna run up and get him? Or is he walking up to the bachelor or something? I'm so not used to cutscenes, so this being one of the cutscenes is really amusing. What's he doing? Did he just fall for, like, look over there? Ah! Oh boy. Ah, rat! Ah, rat! Why is there a rat? Ah! What the hell? Oh, I can't loot him. Ah! Well, rats are a little easier to kill now, aren't they? Am I supposed to loot it? I can't fucking touch it. That was a really weird cutscene to watch. The evidence to put Barley away for good. As far as I can tell, Barley is dead, so... Well... Did I do it wrong? I can't loot the bag. What an awkward moment. I'll just go back outside, I guess? Try that one again. The ability to quickly loot something and so on. It was a funny situation, but I almost wish that Clark looting the bag was a cutscene. Oh hi, you're just laying right here. In all, of all places. Alright. Oh, it replaced the whole cutscene. Can I skip it? I don't think I can. I couldn't seem to get the bag looting to happen. It is a funny little scene. It's such a long, drawn-out moment of him, like, just really believing I heard something and really, like, really searching earnestly. And he's like, hang on a second. And Clara wasted all of this, like, 30 seconds of time she could have spent looting this bag. Which frustrates me that she just stood there, apparently. Okay, what's going on? I can't loot the bag. Did I already loot the bag? Nope, I can't leave. Okay. Okay. Dude, this is a bit much at once. There we go. Like, I can't loot him. Thought the bag was what I was here for, but I can't interact with it, but it does seem to shine and glow. It's doing the flashing thing that means I'm highlighting a thing you can interact with. But no clicking or pressing E does anything. And I can't leave. Patty cake, fix this quest. Nothing makes sense at the moment. Oh. I drop these, then can I... that took a long time to figure out, actually. That's where a little feedback from the game would come in handy. Just a little nod of like, hey, here's what's going on. Your inventory's full. Oh, it wasn't Bad Brief who slaughtered the volunteer patrolman. Father will know what to do. I need to hurry. Soggy sack. It feels like it contains a human head. Finding things, aren't you, Clara? Oh boy. Well, we're thankfully nearby, and maybe I can get out of this district before I get plagued. Man, that was dumb. I spent a fairly large amount of time on forums trying to like search for bug reports. I even looked up a walkthrough of this game, like a video walkthrough, just to see them pick up the bag, to see if it worked for them. Like I was just trying to like figure out like what could I be doing wrong. It took me so long just to register. Oh, the specific tab that item goes into is full right now. Whoops. Speaking of which, now I can't carry that. Oh. No. It's the primary job I have. Yeah, it's important to have feedback in a video game. It plays a role. And having your video game just respond with silence when you're trying to do something. Not an error message, and not... If you don't get an error message and you don't get, like, a message saying what's happening, or even just a sound effect, it's like, just anything. If the game gives you absolutely nothing in response, then it's common enough to think like, oh, it's broken. Shit. I'm in trouble. And that's exactly what was happening. As I'm like, I'm just like, oh no, it broke. How do I unbreak it? Here comes the knife. Woo! Ah, hi. Powers that be are getting increasingly worried it will all end in less than 9 days. Day 4, by the end of which it becomes apparent to the Changeling that someone is twisting her good deeds. Oh, you got the killing blow and ruined it for me. Damn it. That defeats the purpose of even fighting. Oh. It's really funny to be almost done with all of the day's quests, basically, and then get a message like, the day has started. I'm like, oh, has it? Has it started? Is that what you're saying?
They say Haruspex is killing marauders now. Good.
I will restore order here, god damn it. Father, if you only knew what I've had to endure. But I found out that... What? What did you find out? Grief is not the mastermind. He really did prohibit murdering. The killers are being incited by a different man, known as Barley the Barber. If it's true, we need to inform the Bachelor immediately. He seems about to try to snatch the wolf's glory from under his nose. I don't understand. I've set up a trap for Grief. Sergeant Wolf found out that the killer's ringleader has been called up a meeting at a certain secret location. All that remains is to discover the location, and we'll catch Grief red-handed. The ringleader is none other than him. It cannot be anyone else. Actually, I haven't asked him yet, because, you see, it was he who sent me to you to intercede on his behalf. Enough, we'll discuss this later. Now to the business at hand. I need to send a messenger to Wolf at once. See this sack? I stole it from Barley's lair. Take it. It's very heavy and wet. What's inside it? Show me. Look. It's Wolf's head. The sergeant in charge of the operation. The one who first found out about the killer's secret meeting. Barley killed him. He's the real leader of the Barber gang. My most trusted patrolman, the sharpest and most skillful and daring. I had him in mind as the replacement for Yaklak, who had gone missing. Who am I to rely on now? Ah, the Blackguard. He has as good a cut off my right hand. Oh, he has as good as cut off my right hand. I've had enough. Where did you say you were hiding? They were hiding? In a large semicircular warehouse on this side of the river. It's quite nearby. They are all done for. I'll crush these ones today, and the rest of them tomorrow. Let grief breathe for now. He must be in a panic himself. We shall see in 2 days. So you haven't asked about the river yet. I'm going to now. So I have done this grief a favor, haven't I, Father?
Yes.
Yes. There we go. So we did grief a favor by clearing his name. Sure is convenient that he wasn't the guy. Thankfully, none of them are turning out to be the guy, which is good for us, because all of them are our bound. I guess I'll go to Katarina now. I wasn't planning on coming here till the end of the quest, but we're kind of back midway through the day.
The kind's weepers are looking for their housefather's body.
Oh, the torment. What a torment this is. I've talked to Mark as you asked. And so, pray tell, don't keep me waiting. Do you trust my insight? Do you know that I can read people's souls? Would I entrust you with such things if I didn't? Would I let you rewrite and redraw people's destinies if I didn't trust you, my angel? Trying to think of what's the best thing to actually say, really. Well, she doesn't directly threaten them in the same ways, does she? And also, he's not one of my bound either, but, well, you know. I mean, the rat person said not to, that they won't convert. I don't know. He's not one to side with either the utopians or the humble. He stands apart. So, why are you looking at me like that? This was not the most important of what you were going to tell me, was it? Do you know of the rat prophet? I sense something. When you uttered those words, I suddenly felt something familiar, as if something ran its sharp little claws across my back. It's the creature that whispers false prophecies to you in your sleep. Well then, thank you, beloved daughter. You've done all you could. So that's who's been visiting me nightly. How frightening. I thought they weren't rats, but kind spirits of the earth. Yes, it is frightening. Clapping! Oh, everyone's so happy with me. Look at that maxed out reputation. And, spiking hunger. Hunger. Single stack. I always go for the small stack if I can, just to free up space. Because there are more varieties of food than fit in my inventory. Did I eat more? Wow. Wow, milk is not worth shit. I've been right to not be buying that. I just chugged 4 of them and didn't even take out the rest of my hunger meter, which is already only like at 30%.
The wheel of my fortune has touched me in a dream.
Her dialogue seems to still reflect her old beliefs. If she has even updated them at all.